Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Singh, topping our newscast with renewable energy generation on the rise. So is the popularity of the net metering program offered by the Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority. But this program, which could allow regular consumers to actually contribute to the power grid, might be reaching its limits. News 2's April Knight has more.
Alex Randall is a firm believer in solar energy, more so because his WAPA bill reaches peaks of up to $2,500 a month.
We have the most expensive electricity anywhere in America, and we have nearly infinite sunshine. That's crazy. Anything I can do to get it down from $2,500 a month is worth doing.
Recently installed solar panels cut his WAPA bill by half, and with WAPA's increasingly popular net metering program, they could also contribute to WAPA's power grid.
Net metering says that if I use less than I'm making, that I would get credit for that I would get some kind of benefit back from WAPA, that they're using my electricity somewhere else in their system. That remains to be seen.
The net metering program is an agreement between consumers using solar panels or wind turbines to dump their excess energy to WAPA's power grid. WAPA essentially buys this power, paying customers with credits that allow them to take the same amount of energy from WAPA, say during days with little sunshine or wind.
With a net metering system, consumers with solar systems like this may not only save money on their WAPA bill, they can actually give back to the WAPA grid if they produce enough power. But there's a limit as to how many of these systems WAPA can take.
In 2009, the legislature set a 10 megawatt cap on how much power WAPA can buy from St. Thomas consumers. On St. Croix, that cap is 5 megawatts, and WAPA CEO Hugo Hodge says St. Croix is nearing that cap. Once the limit is reached on either or both islands, no one else can jump on the net metering wagon.
There's got to be a cap at some point. I think it's going to get to be very hot topic, because a lot of people are going to want to put panels up after the cap's been reached, and they won't be putting up any more net meter.
Randall applied early, and he's expecting his net meter set up in the next few days. Still, Hodge says using the cap to scare people into getting net metering permits could only worsen the shortage. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
According to WAPA, the net metering cap on St. Thomas, which is 10 megawatts in total, is not yet close to being reached. Senator Terrence Positive Nelson is proposing a $4 billion bailout for the territory, while some are questioning the wisdom of borrowing such a huge amount. Senator Nelson is confident that the bailout, if it happens, will alleviate many of the territory's woes, and the territory can afford to pay it off.
The reason I'm suggesting a $4 billion bailout is because our current indebtedness is some $2.04 billion. So we want to restructure that debt, and then we want to invest some approximately $2 billion in infrastructure, direct infusion into GERS, into paying off the retroactive salaries, into establishing a ferry system between St. Croix and St. Thomas. So the payoff is not an issue because we will spread this out, amortize this over a longer period of time, so it will be a comfortable repayment.
After serving 6 terms as a senator in the Virgin Islands legislature and currently serving as Senate President, Senator Sean Michael Malone joins the pool of candidates running for the office of Delegate to the United States Congress. According to Malone, he has prevailed in the battlefield of local elections and in the court of public opinion, and claims his experience had given him the intimate knowledge of the territorial government that he will bring to Congress if he is elected. Malone made that formal announcement on Friday on St. Croix. In other news, police are investigating reports after a man said he was struck by at least 1 bullet in his left calf while walking in the hospital ground area of St. Thomas. Police were notified of the incident about 8:15 p.m. on April 6 and interviewed the victim at the Schneider Hospital. The victim said he did not see who shot him and did not know why someone would shoot at him. He said when he heard the shots being fired, he ran and later realized that he had been shot. He flagged down a vehicle and got a ride to the hospital where he was treated and released. 911 dispatchers received reports of a body floating on Sunday around 2:53 p.m. in Brenner Bay which is located on the south side of St. Thomas near Secret Harbor. St. Thomas Rescue, VITEMA, VIPD, Emergency Medical Services, DPNR, and the Justice Department all responded to the scene. There they found the body floating in the water. Rescue members were able to retrieve the body and bring it up a hill using ropes, pulleys, and harnesses, but they also had to rappel down the shoreline. The victim's body was turned over to the coroner's office. The identity has not been revealed as yet. Be sure to count on 2 to keep you updated. From Monday, April 7th through Friday, April 11th, the Department of Human Services Office of Childcare Services and the Head Start program is celebrating the Week of the Young Child here in the Virgin Islands. News2's Shaniqua Robinson has details on all the fun and educational activities that are planned.
The Department of Human Services Office of Childcare Services and the Head Start program will join with the National Association for the Education of Young Children to commemorate the Week of the Young Child from April 7th through the 11th.
During this week, the teachers and the children engage in many activities that have to do with reading. As you can see, the bookmobile behind us, the eco van will be going out. People will be coming out to do storytelling.
The Week of the Young Child will consist of a week-long events which started on Monday, April 7th with a mini kickoff parade both on St. Croix and St. Thomas.
We also have different quadrille groups that will be visiting the centers, so they'll be bringing culture to the children as well.
Students at the Wilhelm George Head Start Complex on St. Thomas will learn quadrille dancing on Wednesday, April 9th, and students in the Savannah Marcelli Center will host a fitness day on Thursday, April 10th. Also on Thursday, April 10th, the Office of Childcare will host a free public screening of Beyond Babysitting, a short documentary about childcare quality.
It's actually to bring public awareness to the needs of young children and also the different services that we have out there.
This year's theme is entitled Early Years Are Learning Years, and the community is invited to partake in the week-long activities.
At our Head Start centers, we welcome you, ask you to please come, see what programs we offer, because we are here to meet the needs of the children.
Various activities will be facilitated daily and are designed to increase parent involvement in developing a strong early learning foundation for children to succeed in school and life. Shaniqua Robinson, News 2.
Now, for more information on the Week of the Young Child, be sure to call the Department of Human Services at 774-0930. Well, this year marks the 50th anniversary of one of the biggest milestones in American history, the signing of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. A summit begins in Austin, Texas on Tuesday to reflect on that historic event and on the current state of civil rights in the U.S. Bertha Means lived through the best and worst of the struggle for equality, and at 93 years old, she shared her story with Danielle Nottingham.
Is this the notice you saw?
Bertha Means remembers the final straw that drove her into the civil rights movement in Austin, Texas.
There was a publication saying that all are welcome, Ice Palace. I thought that we could go.
But when you got there, they turned you away?
They turned the kids away.
Means went home to tell her husband she was ready to fight back.
So he said, well, you may get killed. I said, goodbye, I'm going. We organized, and then every Saturday, and finally we ran the man out of business.
The next year, President Lyndon Baines Johnson would sign the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
I was just, thank God.
The LBJ Presidential Library is marking the 50th anniversary of the signing with a 3-day Civil Rights Summit. 4 American presidents will be there, including President Barack Obama.
Such discriminations.
For Means, the work continued after the Civil Rights Act. She fought for voting rights and helped her son integrate University of Texas athletics, all through peaceful protest, and she's counting on future generations to carry on her work. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Austin, Texas.
And keeping our eye on the economy, a new survey of 30 popular prepaid debit cards breaks down some of the fees consumers pay and why. Bankrate.com found 83% of prepaid debit card charge monthly fees. 33% will waive the fee if a certain amount of money is loaded on the card. Here's the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. Everything down. The Dow 166, NASDAQ 47, S&P 20. Coming up on News 2, our Carnival Corner. 15 Calypsonians hit the stage to officially kick off Carnival events as the Calypso Elimination Tent was held in Crown Bay Marina over the weekend. Who are the 10 finalists who would be selected to compete against the reigning Calypso monarch? The Committee on Energy and Environmental Protection, chaired by Senator Craig Barshinger, met on Friday where they sought to receive insight regarding the odor at Central High School that ultimately led to the school's closure. Doris Plaskett, Commissioner of the Department of Health, said ongoing efforts are in place to continue to collaborate with the school nurse and assess, monitor, and track the health status and complaints of the students and faculty of St. Croix Central High School. Alicia Barnes, Commissioner of the Department of Planning and Natural Resources, said in a written testimony that through a process of elimination, it appears that the noxious odors are being caused by a sewer system on or near the school. Therefore, the Waste Management Authority has been diligently checking sewer lines and manholes in and near the school. Efforts are still underway to find the root cause of the odor. What are the prices at those pumps? Well, here's a look at the Hovenza truck rack price. Under the new price adjustments, independent gas station owners will now be paying $3.36 per gallon for regular gas, and that's a 1-cent increase, and $3.83 per gallon for premium, a 10-cent increase, and $3.49 for diesel at the rack, and that stayed the same. Those prices include the 14-cent per gallon tax that Hovenza collects for the government. As a result of action taken by the Federal Communications Commission that affects carriers nationwide, Innovative Telephone, Innovative Wireless, and Innovative Long-Distance customers will notice a change in the Federal Universal Service Charge. The Federal Universal Service Charge surcharge factor recovers the costs associated with the carrier's contributions to the Federal Universal Fund program. Therefore, effective April 2nd, 2014, there has been a change in that charge factor from 16.40% to 16.60%. For residential telephone customers and single-line business subscribers, the charge will increase from $1.21 to $1.23. Multi-line telephone business subscribers will experience an increase from $1.72 to $1.74 per line. The Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Council has launched a series of activities this month in recognition of National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. DVSAC began that recognition with a Speak Out event last weekend in which a rape survivor shared her experience. Next Saturday, there will be a sexual assault and child abuse march and rally on St. Thomas as the council partners with the Family Resource Center. There's also a Denim Day scheduled on April 23rd, so mark that on your calendar. Residents are also encouraged to support the cause and wear teal or blue ribbons. Florida USVI Poison Information Center reps are in the territory for National Public Health Week, which is recognized from April 7th to 11th to participate in activities with the Department of Health and the Department of Human Services, as well as to provide educational awareness to schools and community organizations. There will be health expositions, screenings, and presentations, educational forums, all designed to encourage safety. Now, you're encouraged to also call the Poison Helpline at 1-800-222-1222 if you suspect a poisoning has occurred or if you have questions. And we will be sure to catch up with the team later this week. Well, it's time for our Carnival Corner. 15 Calypsonians hit the stage to officially kick off Carnival events as the Virgin Islands Carnival Committee held the Bud Light Platinum Calypso Elimination Tent at Crown Bay Marina on Saturday, April 5th. Now, this was the first official scheduled show for Carnival 2014. The 15 was cut down to 10 finalists who would be selected to compete against the reigning Calypso monarch, King Soldier. The 10 finalists selected are Singing Jackie, Mighty Pat, Brock Lee, Solemnity, King Khan, Saru, King Spade, Super T, Toby D, and Rasnisha. King Paul was chosen as the alternate. The judging criteria for the night were lyrics, melody, clarity, creativity, rendition, originality, and presentation. Congratulations to all the winners. And here's a look at some of the upcoming events so you can mark them on the calendar. The Prince and Princess competition is on Sunday, April 13 at 5 p.m. Then the Queen Selection Show, Saturday, April 19 at 8 p.m. The young ones hit the red carpet for the Toddlers Derby on Sunday, April 20th at 5 p.m. That event also includes the Best Dressed Doll competition and the traditional games at the Lionel Roberts Stadium. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.